Welcome back to Terror and Urban Myths. Glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like.
Yeah.
It really helps us out.
It does.
Now tonight we're taking you to Seoul to explore a story that sent shivers down the spines of many. The Ghost of Seoul.
This one really digs its claws into you, doesn't it? What I find really interesting about this one is how it blends, the ordinary, a business trip, with the extraordinary, the supernatural. Makes you wonder, if the familiar world we think we know is just a thin veil masking something darker.
It definitely plays on those deep-seated anxieties we all have about the unknown. So this young woman, embarking on her first business trip overseas, finds herself in an increasingly unsettling situation, traveling with a colleague, Jong, who she barely knows. Right from the start, things start to feel off.
Yeah.
Like he receives a disturbing phone call from his mother.
Yeah.
And his reaction, let's just say it's intense. It's like a crack appears in his composure, hinting at something hidden beneath the surface.
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic use of foreshadowing. That phone call right there plants a seed of doubt in the listener's mind. There's that tension and darkness surrounding Jong that we as the audience haven't fully grasped yet. And it's in this kind of charged atmosphere that our protagonist, who's described as someone who's attuned to the spiritual realm, chooses to tell Jong a scary story, almost as if, she's unknowingly inviting something sinister into their shared space.
Then upon arriving in Seoul, that unease, it only intensifies. She keeps seeing this imposing bald man who appears to be following them. And then she unexpectedly runs into Jong at a bar that's, teeming with women in very revealing attire.
Yeah.
The unexpectedness of his presence there, coupled with the provocative atmosphere of the bar itself, it really amplifies that unsettling feeling that something is just not right.
That setting's not arbitrary. The bar with its overt sensuality, and you know that atmosphere of transgression, it introduces an element of moral ambiguity, like a blurring of boundaries. It subtly suggests that the rules of reality, the rules we take for granted, might not apply in this narrative. It primes the listener for the increasingly strange events that follow.
And strange they are. Later at another bar, with Jong and his friends, she discovers a fresh bloodstain in her glass.
Whoa.
And then there's this bizarre, almost surreal performance. By a faceless singer. I mean, what's going on here? It's as if reality is warping around her.
It's a masterclass in building suspense, these disturbing occurrences, the bloodstain, which is a potent symbol of violence and potential harm. And that faceless singer, perhaps representing Jong's obscured true identity, create a growing sense of dread and confusion for both the protagonist and the audience. We're left grasping for answers, trying to make sense of the increasingly illogical.
Exactly. It's like she's being drawn deeper and deeper into this nightmarish labyrinth. And then, in a desperate attempt to escape, she encounters grotesque, illogical figures that defy explanation. And then the rug is pulled out from under us with this shocking revelation that Jong had died by suicide a week before the trip.
Oh, wow.
It's a twist that throws everything we thought we knew into question.
The brilliance of this revelation is that it flips the narrative on its head. It forces us to re-examine everything that came before was our protagonist, interacting with Jong's vengeful spirit all along. And the story cleverly intertwines that cultural backdrop of South Korea, where the belief in shamans and spiritual possession is deeply embedded. So it adds a layer of complexity, further blurring the lines between reality and the supernatural, leaving the listener
to grapple with that ambiguity. So what does it all mean? Was she manipulated by Jong's ghost, seeking retribution? Was she targeted by a malevolent entity because of her spiritual sensitivity? Or was it all a product of her own psyche, a manifestation of her anxieties and fears? The story leaves us with more questions than answers, which is arguably what makes it so profoundly unsettling.
Precisely. The story's strength lies in its ambiguity. It taps into our primal fear of the unknown, forcing us to confront the unsettling possibility that reality might not be as stable and straightforward as we believe. It reminds us that even in a modern metropolis like Seoul, with its bustling streets and neon lights, shadows lurk, and the unseen world might be closer than we think.
This episode has been just a glimpse into the haunting world of urban legends, We hope it sent a chill down your spine. And for those who crave more explorations into the dark and mysterious, be sure to subscribe to Terror and Urban Myths for more spine-tingling tales. Until next time, sleep tight if you can.